Good morning, everyone. All right, so good morning. Let's start this again. So I just want to remind everyone that everything here is not medical advice. It's never medical advice. It is just education about your vestibular system, and in this specific case, it's going to be education about how to survive the holidays. So this is an exciting one. This is going to be fun because it is quickly approaching Thanksgiving, Hanukkah, Christmas, New Year, Kwanzaa, whatever you are celebrating this time of year, even if you're celebrating nothing. Thank you. I hope you are doing great too. It's a weird time of year for everyone. So let's get started and talking about how to survive the holidays. I did just put together a guide for my group fit people, so that if you are in group fit, that will be uploaded probably tomorrow at the latest. I'm going to make a video specifically for you guys, and then I also have the handout. So for everyone here, let's just start with this. So if you're in a social situation and you need to if you want some tips for that, let's start with those. So my tips for being in a social situation is set an end time. I know we talked about this a little bit on my post yesterday, but setting an end time, like I'm going to go home at 7:30 p.m. or I'm going to go home at 9, whatever that is for you, set that in your head and maybe tell some people so you have some accountability there. And then you can say, okay, I'm going home at 7:30. I don't care who's there, who's not there, who I haven't said hi to yet. It is not rude for you to leave, especially when it's respect to yourself. So respecting yourself, respecting your boundaries is going to be really important all holiday season long. So definitely take yourself out of any situation when needed, whether that's setting a time ahead of time to say I'm leaving at 7:30 p.m. no matter what, or I just need a rest from this. And we'll talk a little bit more about how to take a rest from a social situation. Pack accordingly. So definitely bring your most comfortable clothes. So don't wear super high heels or something like that. Make sure you're wearing like flats or tennis shoes. Wear comfortable pants, comfortable shirt, something that you feel will both dress to whatever you're going to, but also be comfortable so you can stay for a longer amount of time. So definitely consider that as you pack and as you get ready for these events that you're going to be at. Also pack like hats, earplugs, and glasses. Someone yesterday asked, is it rude if I bring earplugs? People don't really notice, especially if you have long hair. You can kind of cover, but don't bring like headphones maybe, but bring like little earplugs. So on Amazon, I found this brand called Loops. I have no affiliation with them whatsoever, but I recommended them to my cousin who has some difficulty with hyperacusis, and he likes them, I think. And then a lot of other people I have seen really like these. So they're just called Loops. You can find them on Amazon. They decrease the amount of noise in your surroundings. So like crowd noise, ambient noise, things like that. But they don't decrease the like sound that you hear from other people talking. So they're specifically designed to cut out some noise, but be able to let through like speaking voices. So, and they also look really cute. They have like different colors. They have silver and black and maroon and gold. So they just like sit right here on the outside, like a loop right in this part of your ear, but they go in deeper so you can't see them. They're not like weird colors like the styrofoam ones are or whatever. Pack your migraine shields or your Theraspecs or your Avalux glasses in case there's a lot of overhead light or something else crazy going on. You definitely want to be able to kind of shield yourself from that blue light that bothers so many people. And then pack a hat, especially if you're going to be outside. That will help you kind of shield off like the ambient light as well as all the people kind of rushing around you. You can also practice to be better about being able to be in situations like this with your vestibular therapist, and any time is a good time to start as long as your brain is ready to accept physical therapy. But I think it's a good idea to oh my gosh, I just completely lost my train of thought. Anytime is a good idea to start vestibular therapy. And if you would like to start and practice with those things with your therapist, there are definitely ways that they can help you with that. So if you want to take yourself out of a situation, and this is kind of going back to the stopping point, but if you want to take yourself out of a situation, no one is thinking about you as much as you're thinking about you. So you think about you the most, everyone else thinks about themselves the most. So if you're like, oh, I have to go use the restroom, and you feel like you've said that to like 12 different people, no one notices. So if you need to just go take a breather, either ask the host if there's somewhere you can go sit in a quiet place, and most people are pretty understanding. Like, big events are big events, and it can be overwhelming to pretty much anyone. And so if you ask like, hey, is there a room I can just go sit and be quiet for a minute? I just need to take a break. Usually people will be pretty understanding to that, and you can go sit in a quiet room. If that's not something you're comfortable asking, just go to the restroom. If you go sit in the restroom for long enough, you'll probably be able to bring those symptoms back down. Shut the toilet seat, sit on top of it, do some grounding, do some box breathing. And that should definitely help bring your symptoms down so you're able to be in a situation for a longer amount of time. Someone wanted to know if it's rude to bring your own food. So this is sort of a balance. So if you are going to an event where someone's hosting and they're like, absolutely bring nothing, like, I don't want you to bring anything, that's a little bit different. But if you're bringing like a potluck style Thanksgiving, for instance, definitely bring a dish that's big enough to share, but something that you're able to, that you'll be able to eat. And if someone else does take some of it, you'll still get enough food. So try to bring something that's a good mix of like carbs, fats, and proteins that's safe for you. The Dizzy Cook, Alicia Wolf, she just released her like holiday recommendations for her food menu. So definitely go check that out and then see kind of what something you might be able to bring is. That way you'll be able to share and also guarantee that you'll be able to eat some food. That's not rude. If you're at a restaurant situation, you're like, oh my gosh, I just don't know what to do, I would recommend that you bring snacks and like put them in a bag or in your purse or in your pockets or something, and then order something light that seems safe. And then just go and eat your snacks if there's just nothing safe. So definitely something to deal with there. But then you can also call the restaurant and see if they have any suggestions and if they're able to make some accommodations for you. Most restaurants, I worked in restaurants my whole life before I was a PT, most restaurants are really willing to work with you. Someone literally had handed me an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper one time. I was like, I can't eat all of these things. What do I do? And the chef was able to make an adjustment for that. Alicia, I was watching a video she did, the Dizzy Cook, and she had this great statement. It's going to be on a post tonight, and it's to ask the host, whoever made the food, whatever, how did you make this? This looks so good. And if you say that, people will give you like a list of ingredients, usually like, oh, I put like onions and mushrooms and tomatoes and asparagus, and I threw them all together and put them in avocado oil. And if you can't eat some of those things, then you know, oh, great, I can't eat that. I'm going to move on to something that's safer for me. So those are all good things to kind of do around food. Before you go to the event, try and do everything in your power to lower your threshold. So most dizzy attacks come from a threshold of symptoms, whether it's migraine or Meniere's or whatever else. So it's not just one thing that did it. So if you're able to exercise in the morning, go on a walk, do a group fit class, go to CrossFit. I know some people are super into that. Whatever it is that makes you feel better in the morning, do those things. Make sure you're staying really hydrated, eat really safe foods throughout the day that you know have no problem for you, so that if you get to the nighttime and you're like, okay, I am not super sure about this. This might have an ingredient that might be kind of sketchy for me, but I'm just going to go ahead and give it a shot because I know my threshold's really low from earlier today. That's a really good way of going about it. So it's sort of like saving your brain and your vestibular system for the evening. And take a nap, walk, or do some extra breathing, do a meditation, whatever it needs to do to lower that threshold beforehand. So then for overall a holiday tip, start your shopping early. So whether that's grocery shopping, gift shopping, whatever it is that you need to be doing, start early and do some online. If you can tolerate the computer better than you can tolerate like an in-person store or vice versa, but start early so you can do it in smaller stints. Remember that supply chains, because of COVID, are really stalled this year. So pretty much anything that you want is going to take a couple weeks extra to get done this year. So start early, if not for the supply chain, for your own brain. So make sure you're doing that just to kind of decrease the extra added stress of something not coming in time. If you also can schedule the activities. So if something such as going to a restaurant sounds absolutely horrendous to you, like I just can't make it to a restaurant, I just can't make it to someone else's house, but you still want to be able to see people and do things with your friends and family, try to schedule the activity yourself. So be like, hey, I'd love to do cookie decorating. That sounds like something I can sit while I'm doing. It's pretty low key, low maintenance. I'm willing to order the supplies for cookie decorating. I'll order frosting and make cookies, or however you do that in your family or in your friend group, and then say, okay, I've done all these things. Can I bring them to your house so I'm able to leave, but I'll get it all set up. You can kind of work around organizing these things for yourself in order to make them more accessible to you, and so you can still see your friends and family. So definitely talk to other people. Remember that you probably would like to help someone else if they were in need. Other people are also really willing to go ahead and help you too. Really focus on the things you can do rather than focusing on the things you cannot do. So by thinking of the things you can do, like I feel like I can do cookie decorating. I feel like I can watch a holiday special. I feel like I can do this. So you can make a list of things that are options for you rather than just saying, no, I can't do anything. That can be a really helpful mindset. And it's not like a toxic positivity mindset, but it is recognizing the things you can do, which can be really motivating. That being said, practice saying no. So the more that you are able to say no, the better that you're going to be able to kind of maintain a activity level that's right for you. So no, I cannot go on a 6-mile hike. No, I cannot maybe go cut down a Christmas tree myself, but I can come to the Christmas tree lot with you, or I can go on a long flat walk with you. Those things of saying, no, I can't do this, I need to rest, or no, but let me think of another option that can be better for us to do together is a good idea. Other tips that I saw online when I looked this up, obviously stick to your sleep schedule the best you can, but get your meds pre-authorized and pre-filled. Some insurance companies, they're not lenient ever, but sometimes you can get them pre-authorized so you don't have to deal with the extra stress of being like, oh my gosh, my medication isn't filled. I don't know when I'm going to get that filled, XYZ. But definitely getting those pre-filled and pre-authorized, if your insurance allows you to, can be really, really helpful, especially at the end of the year. People's co-pays are less. It's not going to be as expensive to get them pre-filled, that this is the time to do that so you don't have an extra layer of stress. Anything that you can prepare, pre-do, whatever, is going to help take so much stress off of you throughout this whole season. And then the last thing I want you to remember is that your loved ones, like your family, your friends, whatever, they want to see you more than they want to do something specific with you. So if you just show up for 30 minutes, 45 minutes to an event and you're just like, gotta go home now, you call a cab, you call an Uber, or you drive yourself home, walk home, however you get there. That is better than you just staying home. It's better for your mental health in a lot of ways. Sometimes it's impossible for you to get somewhere, and I completely understand that as well. But if you do want to go somewhere, but you're like, I just feel like I'm a burden, I don't want to make this anyone else's problem, people really want to see you. Your loved ones love you. They want to see you. They want to make sure that they are able to be a part of your life. You want to be a part of their lives. And this time of year can be really, really difficult for that. But do remind yourself that you mean a lot to these people and that you deserve to be a part of the celebrations. That's all I have to say. So if you guys have questions about any of this, go ahead and put them in the comments. If not, we'll just be done for today. But I definitely wanted to get this one out before the holidays begin. I'll give you guys like a minute to go ahead and get that done. And if not, we'll be done for the day. All right. If there's no questions. All right. See you guys later. Oh, what about Christmas lights? Okay, so lights, sounds, etc. Try to, maybe if lights are super, super problematic for you, don't go drive down like an entire road of Christmas lights. Like maybe send your significant other and your kids there, and maybe avoid that activity, or wear a hat, wear your migraine shield glasses, and kind of decrease all the light overall. And so you're able to kind of look at some. Maybe you just go and see like one street instead of like 15 streets of Christmas lights, especially if they're really blinky, because those can be really, really irritating. Surviving in an airport setting. So bring earplanes. You can find them on Amazon. I can put a link to them in my story in a minute when I'm done with this, but get earplanes. They help with the pressure in your ear. Go on a walk beforehand, stay really hydrated. So bring a water bottle so you can refill it in the airport. Everyone has those airport fillers now. Just empty it before TSA, obviously. Bring your own snacks so that you're safe there. Make sure you're eating. I know a lot of people when they travel don't get hungry. I am not that person. I'm always starving when we travel. But some people when they travel, they don't get hungry, but be sure you're still eating every 3 to 4 hours so you don't go through like a really big blood sugar event, because that can trigger a vestibular attack and a migraine more easily than anything else, really, because your brain hates change. So that's helpful. Bring your migraine shields, bring a hat, bring, like I said, earplanes and or earplugs. I have a whole article I wrote for Vita on this that I'll link as well. Any more questions? I'll give you guys another minute to type. Alrighty, if that is it. All right, see you guys next time.